Yeah, there's lots of people who impress me. In tournaments, I think JC Tran is an excellent player, obviously. He's always impressed me. The ones that impress me the most are the ones where you can't really see what they're doing. The more you watch them, the more confusing it is. He doesn't seem to really do anything much. He seems like he just sort of sits there and gets a good hand every now and then. But he's unbelievable. He's got great results. I mean, he plays a lot of tournaments. He's a bit of a tournament sicko, but plays a hell of a lot more tournaments than I do. And he's a very good player. I think Alan Goering is a total genius, and I love playing with him. I found myself in the queue for a tournament at Bellagio last year, and the way the system works there, if you're queuing up behind somebody, they have a fantastic random draw. There's a very good chance you'll be on their table. And I was queuing up behind him to buy in, and I thought, oh shit, it's Alan Goering. And I thought, well, actually, look, this tournament is like $5,000, and there's only going to be like a 10% chance I'll make the money. If I'm going to pay $5,000 and 90% of the time I'm going to get nothing for it, at least I can get an education. So I queued up behind him, and sure enough, he was on my table, and I got to play with him for about 3 hours, and I think he's brilliant. I could watch him all day. Actually, I did quite well against him, and I made a really good bluff against him in one hand, and I got quite a lot of chips off of him, but I still came away in a bit awe of him, and that was good. Carlos Mortensen, I've got a lot of time for as well. I think he's an excellent player. I heard he's retired now from tournament poker, but just recently. I don't know whether that's well known yet, but yeah, he plays brilliant. He's probably underrated as a world champion. I played with Phil Ivey when he very first started playing. I played a one-table satellite with him. It was like $200 or something. Everybody told me he was going to be the next big thing, and I said, well, it doesn't seem to be any big deal to me. And he played an ace-9 quite badly or something like that, and I was just thinking, well, yeah, I've seen all these flash in the pan, you know, overnight sensations before. Yeah, I got that one right. The cash games, I don't know. I mean, Ben Roberts comes to play in the Vic sometimes. I've always been a massive respecter of Ben. Everybody always says, oh, Ben's one of the best cash game players in the world. And it's quite hard to define why. It's mostly just because he has no tilt factor whatsoever. He has a very, very good table presence. I can see, you know, he can sit there, not play a hand for hours and hours and hours. And then other times, he can sit there and raise lots of times, and no one will really notice that he's doing. They don't notice whether he's in one mode or the other. They just seem to think of him as very tight and very solid. And obviously, if he's raised 5 out of the last 10 hands, he must be in the other mode. But because of his reputation and just the way people are around him, he just has an aura, and that's quite hard to build up, and doesn't give away much emotion. I love Richard Ashby. I think he's a brilliant player, Chufty online. He's a completely different player to Ben Roberts. I mean, if he misses a hand, it's because he's gone for a slash. He plays every single hand, and he just tries to find a way of winning every hand. He's very determined. I've got a good record against him in Hold'em, but I think he's a much better Omaha player.